I went on a mother-daughter trip to Guatemala in seventh grade, and that's when I caught the Guatemala bug. And so I've been back 5 times now. And so the previous stove building team I went with is how I got connected to the missionary in Guatemala. And so it was so neat coming to St. Stephen and knowing that you guys had such an impact there building a church and had already begun building stoves in this community. There's very few people in your life that you go on a road trip with. Can you imagine going to an international country with just a few people? I was so fortunate because everyone on this team looked out for me and they took just as good care of me, just willing to jump in and help lead devotionals and make sure bags were accounted for. And you so quickly become family. And I'm really grateful to have connected so well with this team, and I get to continue on in ministry with them, even back home and today. Everywhere we went, it wasn't like we were some strangers, and it was just incredible to see how God worked through the devotional as we sang the goodness of God. The chefs willing to tell their own stories of how God lived in their life, as if we weren't even in an international country and didn't speak the same language. It's like we were just doing life, and there were no divisions or differences. So that's the important part, and that's the amazing part about this mission, is the community connects directly to the church. So when we finished VBS, we said, "Did you have fun?" They said, "Yes." We said, "Do you know where else you can have more fun?" And that's with the church. And so with each stove we built, we brought a Spanish Bible. And you could see when we were trying to tell those stories, even though there was a language barrier, the kids already knew the story because they had been to the VBS. This mission is especially impactful because when people burn less wood, they spend less money. So they're truly empowering these families. They're no longer struggling with the medical things like asthma, blindness in the eyes from the smoke. Can you imagine keeping a toddler out of a live fire on the floor? We were dealing with burns on medical mission trips years ago, and that's how the stove building got started. But even when we leave, people are now connected to the local church. There are stove builders who go and finish the stoves that we've ordered, but weren't able to complete while we were there. They continue to impact and empower each other, even after we leave. God is ready and waiting, and He wants to encounter you through whatever avenue you feel called to. And so I hope that you will experiment and ask questions, be curious about how you can get involved in missions, because God wants to meet with us in a variety of ways. And if we believe that God lives in us, then when we meet and encounter other people, we encounter God through those new relationships. It's so cool to see how God uses different people in ways that you would never even guess when we go to Guatemala.